So the average UK person has got a carbon footprint of roughly 13 tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent per person per year. And that's of everything that they buy and do, traced right back down the supply chain. And we can pick a few things to start with that will make a really significant difference.
We should be making our homes as energy efficient as possible.
That can be as simple as getting your house insulated so you waste less energy, which, by the way, will save you money.
Everything that we buy, even if we can't see it, has a carbon footprint, from smartphones to clothes to furniture.
We have all become completely used to buying things produced using fossil fuels. A lot of the time, we really don't know that.
Take a washing machine, mainly made out of metal, and that starts off with a mine. An ore is going to be taken to a blast furnace to extract the metal. An enormous amount of fossil fuel is going to be used, and then parts are turned into components, more emissions again. Lastly, it's shipped all over the world to arrive at your local shop. So we need to think about buying less physical products. When we do so, buy higher quality and then make it last.
We've been such a wasteful world, especially in the more developed parts of the world. You actually can be far less wasteful and not affect the quality of your life at all.
Food is about a quarter of our carbon footprint in the UK. If we take 3 steps, then we can cut that in half. First step, just to eat everything that we buy. In the UK, we waste an enormous proportion of our food. And second, avoid air-freighted food, which is about 100 times as impactful as putting it on a boat, and suddenly it becomes a carbon disaster. Lastly, the most important thing to do is to reduce our meat and dairy consumption, and especially beef and lamb.
The problem is not traditional farming techniques. The problem is with intensive farming.
It takes a lot of resources to rear an animal, and cows and sheep are especially high impact because they ruminate, which means they burp up methane. And the science on this is absolutely clear-cut. Our studies have shown that if we take these 3 steps, we could knock perhaps even 2 tonnes off the average UK person's carbon footprint.
The more I read about it, the more I understood how dangerous it was for everyone. I stopped going to school, I stopped talking because I was just so sad. And then that made me very concerned. One day I decided that this was enough. I wasn't going to accept this anymore. My future and everyone else's future is at risk, and nothing is being done. No one is doing anything, so then I have to do something. I thought that nothing was happening and no one was doing anything, so then I have to do something. And I want to be able to, when I grow older, to look back and say that I did what I could back then. It is amazing that tens of thousands of children all around the world have done the same thing as I did, saying that why should we go to school if there's no future? And why should we learn facts when the most important facts don't matter?
There's a message for all of us in the voices of these young people. It is, after all, their generation who will inherit this dangerous legacy. We now stand at a unique point in our planet's history, one where we must all share responsibility both for our present well-being and for the future of life on Earth. Every one of us has the power to make changes and make them now. Our wonderful natural world and the lives of our children and grandchildren and all those who follow them depend upon us doing so.